What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy Next Gen 720. We back with this weekly's podcast. Got the usual suspect. I got somebody new today. You got to introduce yourself, newcomer.
Hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? This is Xbox Live's Worry Wart. I've been gaming forever. First, first, my first system was the Odyssey. You remember that thing?
No, old man, you got me beat.
Oh man,
What that
the
came
little
out in
thing with the knobs, and you play Pong on it in your home.
Yep. What that shit came out in 1965? What the fuck, you like 50, bro?
No, man, my dad had that.
Oh, okay.
I had Commodore 64, Atari. I had everything from Sega all the way up through Dreamcast, through PS1, 2, 3, 4, everything Xbox.
Okay, all right. So like I said, we have a well-rounded guy here. We're gonna test his knowledge. You know what I mean? See what he has new to add to the show. All right. So like I said, we got John Doe. Shut yourself out, Doe. Hello, John Doe. You there? Guess John Doe. I guess he back there taking a doodle or something, man. All right. I got Showstopper. Yeah, Showstopper.
Hey, what up, everybody? It's your boy Showstopper.
And my white brother from another mother, Crap Gamer. What's going on, Crap?
What's going on? It's the Crap Gamer. What's up, guys?
Yeah, I missed my intro.
Yep, too late. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. All right.
There he is.
People, this John Doe. How you doing, man?
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, like I said, throughout the media, I'm tired of it. I probably the ponies are not tired of it. I know everybody in this podcast is tired of this whole resolution thing. You know, I'm tired. This is the first generation that I've ever been in. The only, like this said, that, you know, this whole war is based around resolution. There's no secret that the Xbox One shitted on the PS3. I'm sorry, the Xbox 360 shitted on the PS3 when it came to, you know, frame rates and resolution, last generation. But like the pony said it was all about the games, all about the exclusives. Now the PS4 doesn't have any game, don't really have any exclusives. Now they got to brag about motherfucking resolution. So a lot of you guys were saying that, you know, a lot of these websites with this whole problem, I call it ponyism. I came up with that term last week that the Xbox One is incapable of running games in 1080p 60 frames per second. Now, fuck the fact that they have several games already running at 1080p 60 seconds. But you got people like, you know, Gamer Nate Stopmeyer saying that this the Xbox GPU, you know, they half-ass with that. And then some of you guys are saying, they even, you know, flooded my man timeline, Worry Woods, saying that why would you pay $500 for a console that can do less? Well, with that $500, it comes, you get your Kinect, which is awesome. And the Xbox One does a lot more than the PS4. It's the, you know, you got more features, better online. You know what I mean? You know,
I think the online, just to interrupt you for a second, is something that goes unsaid a lot. Like when people are comparing versions of games, if there's an online component to a multi-platform game, it's always going to be better on Xbox Live, and nobody brings that up when everybody just will talk about resolution. Resolution's the number one thing they'll talk about, not the better controller that the Xbox One has, not the better online that the Xbox One has, and it is very sad. I mean, I even did a video about it this week and got almost 100 new subscribers on YouTube on the video that I did about resolution, and I think that says a lot that people are fed up. The Xbox One fans and gamers in general are just fed up. They just want to shut the hell up and play.
You know what Zaire just said? What Zaire just said, somebody asked me just today, why would I spend $500 for an Xbox One when I could spend $400 and get a system that does 1080p, does more things? Why would I do that? So my response was, well, I spent $600 for a PlayStation 3, which I'm sure the person asking me this question did as well. And that system did absolutely nothing when it launched. But everybody ran out and bought it. So
it was supposed to do 1080p 60 frames per second, according to Sony.
Well, I mean, Kaz Hirai stood there on stage and said, imagine your entire library in 1080p and not one game except for Wipeout HD, which was a downloadable title, 1080p, 60 frames a second.
Well, I don't know about Inside Drive. I don't know if it was in that basketball game they had. Yes, which was sucked horrible, but you know,
right, that was big.
Yeah, but once again, before we get on, this is the last time we're gonna touch about this whole frame rate in this podcast. Hopefully, now listen, one thing I've always said, you guys know my quote: "Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie," and we have factual and actual, undisputable, unadulterated truth. They say here that we bring in some, like, it's not just us with our opinions. You know what I mean? We bring in proof. that the Xbox One is going to be more incapable of running games in 1080p, 60 frames a second. You know what I mean? Here you go. Thank you. Go sit down.
Listen, you can go into Best Buy right now and buy the same CPU and GPU that's in the Xbox One. Take them home. You can rate test them. All day long, they can do 1080p 60 frames per second. It's got nothing to do with what's inside the box.
You actually beat beat me to that. I was gonna say that anytime you have an 8-core processor and you put 8 gigs of RAM, no matter if it's DDR3 or not,
right,
you're gonna get 1080p on most games.
The problem is optimization. The problem is the operating system, overhead and optimization. That's the whole key. That's it.
That's what I've been saying, like from the beginning. Like, say if I got a we're gonna do this in computer specs. If I got a computer, right, but I got a year-old card and I just buy a new card, the year-old card gonna work better because it has all the drivers and it has been optimized to work on the computer with the games. You get what I'm saying?
I mean, that's the first thing you got to do when you buy a new card. You got to update. You got to update the drivers.
The new card ain't gonna have, even with the drivers that you get on the new card, it's still not gonna be optimized to run everything that you have had. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to release more drivers and stuff. So just like with these consoles,
Sony was ahead with their drivers and their SDKs right out of the gate. Zaire said that on the last podcast.
You know what? And I say this again, and not to cut anybody off. And you know what's crazy? Like I say a lot, and even I'm sorry with Crap Gamer, and I'm not going to tell about the whole race shit. But a lot of, like I said on my channel, maybe it's the way that I say things. And a lot of things that I say to get aroused out of people. They take me as a big troll, but I know my shit. I've been saying from the rip, you know what I mean? I'm saying some real shit. You guys, everybody runs up to try to debate me. Everybody. I guess they take the way that I talk, and dudes, like I said, I don't want to. I got the my man, and everyone that runs up to try to debate me, I always end up embarrassing the shit out of them because I don't debate you about your opinion. I don't give a fuck what you like, how you like it, when you like it. You like your egg scrambled over easy, that don't matter. But I deal with the facts. I've been saying this from the rip. Sony's drivers are more mature. They caught Microsoft with their pants down around the ankle. Microsoft was so much more worried about securing these exclusives. The games.
The reason why you keep destroying people is because the people who are talking about games now on the social media, these people, their first console may have been the PS1. Some of them it was the PS2.
PS2.
Okay? So I'm talking to a kid today. I mean, I'm in my late 30s. He must be 16, 17. He's telling me why I should buy something that he likes. I'm trying to explain 25 years of gaming to this kid and why I know better.
Man, I had the same conversation. I had the same conversation with a gentleman. He hit me up on my unboxing. I think it was my unboxing video. So I hit him up on Xbox, on the Xbox One. We had this conversation, and he like, well, man, you biased. But I'm like, but ain't everything you watch on my videos factual. So if it's factual and I point out both console flaws, how is it that I'm biased toward one?
Yeah, so nobody here is saying right. Nobody here is disagreeing with the people that are saying, well, the PS4's got a lot of power. It's more powerful. Everybody agrees with that. But it doesn't mean that I gotta buy it just because it's got more power. And the thing is, people, you would almost believe that people are saying, you take a third-party game 2 years from now, the same game on the Xbox One. The Xbox One version is going to look like a PS1 title, but the PS4 title is going to look like a PS4 title. It's going to be the same graphics. There's going to be the same textures. There's going to be the same artwork. There's going to be the same lighting. The only difference you see now is things like resolution and frame rate. If I bought an Xbox One and I got a version of Thief that looked like it was on the PS1, but the PS4 version looked like it was on the PS4, then obviously there'd be a huge difference between these consoles. But they both have the same graphics.
What you're talking about?
When the PlayStation put out this message that is 1080p 60 frames per second, they're actually lying. They're lying to their consumers.
Well, listen, they're good at PR, man. I was talking to Zaire about this. They got the best people. They got the best people in the world. They know how to talk to the group that they got, and they know what to say, and they know when to say it. And when they do that,
Sony's the band that mentions the town that they're in to get the rise out of the crowd. That's what they
are. Exactly.
That's what they are. That's the bottom line. They'll sit there and say, "Hey, what town are we in?" Okay, yeah. Right. Hey, and they'll get in their little snide ass remarks against Microsoft.
Wait, hold up.
People go crazy.
Yo, did you see the fucking show with the fake applause in fucking Japan?
but wait. You go on Twitter today, and that doesn't matter. All companies do that. That's just the way to.
That was a huge story when Microsoft did that.
It was terrible.
It was a huge story.
That's the double standard. That's the double standard that's going around. That's making me upset with Sony right as of today. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the console and everything like that, but it's the double standard. If it's fit for one, it's fit for yours as well. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to nitpick on this one, you got to nitpick on your own stuff too.
Listen, I camped out. I camped out for the PS1. I camped out for the PS2, man. I was camping out for the PS3. The only thing that drove me away from Sony wasn't the console. It was the fan base, and it was the community. I want nothing to do with it because I'm an older person. I understand that it's nonsense. I get PR. I understand it means nothing. But this group of people on there with these petitions and these, let's close this developer because they said something nice about Xbox. It's ridiculous.
Man, call it what they are, man. They're beggars. That's what Sony fans have become. They're beggars, man. They're not petitioners, man. They're begging for everything that Microsoft has, man. It's ridiculous.
You know what's crazy? And like I said, I've been I'm shut up again. Here's my prop. This was my first console. You guys can't see it. I have an NES in my hand.
Yeah, I saw it on your lap earlier.
Actually, it still works. Me and my wife was playing it the other day. But what I was saying to that, I remember me coming up. Like I said, I've been playing video games since a lot of you jokers thought bugs was candy. And I mean that.
Right.
Pick that iPad up. The hell's wrong with you, girl? You're gonna throw a fucking $600 iPad. Give it here. So, what I'm saying is
games are only 99 cents. No big deal.
Yeah. What I was saying is that I remember, not saying there weren't console wars. Okay, that's rude.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same.
I didn't say that we didn't have console wars, but I remember it wasn't so much about what console was the powerfulest. We argued about who was better, Mario or Sonic.
Exactly.
I remember those. But now to this day, don't get me wrong. Hey, I'm not gonna lie. We all love a pretty game. It's like saying I'm a date a wife, but I want an ugly wife. We all like pretty games, you know what I mean? And I did it was turned into a podcast today with the guy, Mr. T. Shout out to Mr. T. And he was saying that that specs, whatever, don't matter. But it's one thing about specs not mattering. He mentioned how the PS2 won this, but the reason why, the PS2 wasn't the least powerful, but it was capable. It was a capable system. Now with the Wii U is not capable. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. When they put it at next generation console, they can't run any next generation engines. That's the problem. And I'm getting a little off topic of what I'm saying, but longest third party still support the PS3 and the 360. Had Nintendo fans went out and supported and bought those multi-plats, they still would have had multiples. Not that the third party turned their back on Nintendo on the Wii U. Is that the Nintendo fans turned their back on third party? They didn't go out there and buy.
Well, they don't buy anything. They don't buy anything.
Well, same thing with PS fans and their exclusives. That's what Jack Tritton said. And here's now check it out again. Now, like I said,
say hello to Resistance, Fallen Man.
Oh shit! Say hello to SOCOM. Say hello to motherfucking Wipeout. You know what I mean? And that's why.
You remember SOCOM back in the day was a great game too, man.
Say the whole to Twisted Metal. You know what I mean? Say the whole the PlayStation All Stars.
Hey, Starhawk.
Starhawk. Yeah. Wait, listen, not to cut you off. You know what's funny? I have people all the time that tell me, "Oh man, Halo is in decline." Halo is in decline. Yeah. So listen to me. Halo 4 just sold over 9 million copies, right? If Halo is in decline, then Uncharted, Infamous, every other game you have that you can add up that doesn't equal 9 million is already dead.
Check it out. Check these numbers out, Warrior World. Halo's in decline, right? Halo 3 outsold every fucking Killzone combined. Okay, but Halo's in decline.
Awful. I don't know why people like that.
Halo 4 outsold every PS4 exclusive combined in 2012. But
well,
he
yeah,
was in decline.
Well, it is in decline, right? It's got to be in decline, right?
Check it out, though.
That was like when Microsoft bought Gears of War. That everybody's like, "Oh, I didn't. That game's in decline anyway because Judgment sucks. Judgment sucks." So even though they were thinking it was coming to PlayStation for the longest time, but then all of a sudden, no, we didn't want it. Judgment sucked. When then they don't realize
Halo was coming too when Bungie left. If you don't remember that,
I remember that, but I already knew about IP ownership at that time.
Yeah.
So it was like I knew that game wasn't going anywhere. You know what I mean? It'd be like when I hear I see some jackass Xbox fans too, and they'll be like, we want some Naughty Dog games, and I'm like, no, Naughty Dog's owned by Sony. They're never coming to Xbox. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a multi-console gamer, that's probably your best bet. But I would just hold off until there's a good amount of games.
Not to change the subject, but did you see that Microsoft hired some developers from Irrational Games to work at Black Ops?
They sure did.
Yeah, well, that why, right? Because Rod Ferguson worked at Irrational Games and helped close out BioShock Infinite. And then so somebody asked Phil Spencer, who's a real good guy on Twitter, always answers me when I talk to him, and they says, "Hey, well, are you guys going to do anything for Irrational Games? They got laid off," and he's like, "We're already talking to him." So from that point, you see, and these guys are very talented developers. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some really good stuff out of Black Tusk in the future. Not just Gears. Obviously, that team is big enough for more than one game. They were supposed to be working on 4 new IPs, and then, of course, we hear that this one was maybe canceled. I think we're going to see something from it maybe this year at E3, and it's a surprise. And I'll tell you why. Quick is because I talked with Phil Spencer on Twitter this week and asked him. I told him, I was like, man, I loved Killer Instinct, the reveal last year. I was like, that blew me away. I was like, I would love another couple moments like that this year. And he's like, yeah, the Killer Instinct was his favorite moment because it was such a surprise. He said they're working on 1 or 2 of those for this year as well. So that kind of leaves me.
One or 2 surprises, or 1 or 2
big surprises like that.
Okay.
Hey, check it out. Well, hold up, ladies and gentlemen. I know these people that are waiting by, they biting their fingernails. We have yet to address the pink elephant in the room.
Yeah.
The 1080p 60 frame. Which like a Warrior Word, you want to go first? You
want me to talk about that Tile Resource article?
Yeah. What says the Microsoft ace that they have up their sleeve? That's something that the PS4 can't do.
Okay.
Where, just get with this touch. Like I said, it's one thing I told you guys now. Now, if you click the link in this video, I'm gonna leave 2 links in this video, and that you guys can see that we're not just blowing smoke out our ass. And I've been saying this shit from the beginning. It's not that the technology's not there, not that the Xbox can't do it. They had to wait till the drivers and the SD kits to become more mature. But yeah, let it rip, Warrior.
An easy way to explain this is just to use an example because it's a really technical article. But let's say that you're a character on a road, right, in a video game. And you got a road in front of you, and there's a bunch of detail in the bricks and the trees and the whatever. 40 miles down the road, there's detail down there. You're not there yet. That detail doesn't need to be there right now. So what happens is the detail that would be there in a normal game, let's say a 6 gigabyte game, you just load up 6 gigabytes into the RAM. It's all there at once. It drains the CPU, drains the GPU. What happens is all that detail isn't there because you're not using it. It's put where you need it. So wherever you need it to be is where it is. So what happens is with the 32 megabyte cache, you could put 3 gigs and 16 megabytes. So you got 32. You could put 6 gigs in that 32 megabyte cache. It's split into 16, 16. You could put 3 and 16 and 3 and 16 to make a total of 6 gigs in a 32 megabyte cache, right? So you got 6 gigs in there. You still got whatever amount of RAM is left over in the system that you haven't even used yet, which you would have used on another console to get that detail. So then the question is, well, why wouldn't you just have a system that has this straightforward RAM and makes it easy like the PS4 is? Well, right now, that is a good thing. It works well now. The difference is 5 years from now, when you have a game that, say, can't be done on this generation, it needs 8 or 9 gigs to run. You already got that 6 gigs that isn't even taxing the system RAM.
So can I elaborate on that point right there, what you're speaking on? When it comes down to Sony and Microsoft, Microsoft is a software company. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? That's their profession.
Exactly.
And people don't understand Microsoft is better at making all their parts work seamlessly together. They're good at optimizing. PlayStation, they always like their console since the PS3 has been just raw powered. That's what they have been doing. You get
off the shelf stuff.
Exactly.
Right. You start off and you run really, really fast, and then 5, 6, 7 years in, you start losing steam. That's the thing. What happens now? Let's say 7 years from now, right? You're talking about the PS5s coming out, right? Look at these games. These games are finally in 1080p, 60 frames per second locked. Let's say, right? Now, the Xbox One, you might not even need to buy another console because of this tile resource stuff. Now, it's only working on Windows 8 and Microsoft proprietary tech. So all the first-party titles are going to be able to use it. I mean, we were just talking on Twitter they were talking about The Order has 100,000 polygon characters, and that's incredible. Well, Quantum Break has 200,000 polygon characters.
It does. It does.
What's that?
It does.
I know that it does.
That game looks way better than anything I have.
Exactly.
I just had an argument with the same gentleman about that, man. Yes.
Right. And you know Remedy has those new kits. Remedy's they're not a first party studio. I really think that Microsoft's going to buy Remedy.
Yeah,
I really do.
They're a second party studio, and I always say that if there is one, obviously the BioWare ship has sunk, but I would say Remedy would be one that they would absolutely buy.
Remedy has a history in PC. They love working in the PC market, and they love obviously Microsoft's the PC market.
Microsoft owns that IP though, so
yeah, they do own the Quantum Break IP. I wish they would buy the Alan Wake IP because that was one of my favorite games.
I love that game.
That was just so much fun.
Hey, this is bring back to the Quantum Break thing. I had showed a lady on my job, and I said, this lady looks real, don't it? And she said, yeah, she looks very familiar. Who is she? And I said, you know what the funny thing is? This is a video game. She said, nuh-uh, shut up. She said, that's a video game? I said, yeah. I said, that's how real video games has gotten. I mean, if you look at that woman, she looked dead on somebody you know. You know what I'm saying? That was just the amazing of what, Microsoft can do with what we're talking about.
That's a lot of money because Remedy was saying no way they could do this game without basically a bottomless pocketbook. You know what I'm saying, Mike?
Yeah.
That's one of the positive things about, I guess, working for Microsoft is, you get that money. You know what I mean? People think they're like this big evil corporation that don't care about gamers, but they invest all this money into these games.
$1 billion.
You know what's great? You just said that about they don't care about gamers, right? I was just, people are going crazy now with the Metal Gear Solid. Oh my God, it's 720p. Metal Gear Solid doesn't even belong on a Microsoft system. So then I just throw out the fact that, do you remember the first Metal Gear game? It was on a system called the MSX2. That was a Microsoft system. Metal Gear got its start on a Microsoft system. Oh my God, that never happened. Never happened.
In fact, one of my favorite was the Twin Snakes, which was Metal Gear 1 and 2 on the GameCube, which was really well done, I thought.
The remake, that was excellent.
Yeah, and it's actually very sought after. Like, to buy a copy of that's going to cost you probably about $40-$50. You know what I mean?
But listen, people talk about these tile resources like, it's like this magic thing in the box, and we're all delusional. There's no magic in the box, blah, 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 blah. Nobody's saying that the PS4 isn't powerful. What I'm saying, I don't know about anybody else. Here's what I'm saying. I'm saying that once they optimize the SDKs, once they start using the proprietary software that Microsoft created, they created this software. Their developers made it.
It's DirectX.
These games are going to look, DirectX 11.2.
Yeah.
These games are going to look incredible.
Yeah. Not only that, I'll say this real quick. A good example of tile resources happened on the past generation on a game called Rage. If you ever look at the textures and stuff on that game, they're some of the best. And that game's a full 60 frames per second. And people are like, how'd they do this?
Yeah, that was the id Software game, right?
Yeah, that was
John Carmack. Right. John Carmack, who they all said doesn't know anything. Remember when he said the Xbox One, the PlayStation 4 are essentially the same system? All of a sudden, the fanboys are calling him an idiot. John Carmack is an idiot.
Well, actually, Kojima said that too. And then this is the thing. People were like, it isn't a power issue with why it's not 1080p, this new Metal Gear on Xbox One. What happens is, look at the Xbox One version and the Xbox 360 are both native 720. The difference between the versions is 30 extra frames per second on the Xbox One version. So you're telling me 8 gigs of memory is only getting you 30 extra frames per second. What it is, it all comes down to the development kits. So that should be obvious to anyone, considering the Xbox 360 has 512 megabits of memory, and can do 720 30 frames, and Xbox One has 8 gigs.
But see,
and,
you know what the problem is, Crappy?
System.
You know what the problem is, Crap Gamer, is that you're using logic.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you can't do
that.
That's what I'm saying. If they're basically almost the same version, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, the Xbox One can do better than that. You know what I'm saying? It all comes down to what these guys are developing for. It's simple. You just got to think about it. You can't go, oh, does anybody here actually think that the Xbox 360 is just as powerful or just slightly underpowered compared to the Xbox One? Obviously not. It's a 3-core, 512 megabits of RAM.
Oh, I can find you people who think that. I can find you plenty of people.
Sure, because I see people tweet me all the time. They're like, look, the Wii U's got more 1080p, 60 frames per second game. And I'm like, are you trying to tell me it's more powerful?
You know what the thing with that? They don't have actual games that's running at 1080p, 60 frames per second.
No.
It's an uncapped frame rate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I guarantee you, when Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes comes out, I guarantee you, it's going to be uncapped.
It's going to be uncapped. 60 frames, when you sit there and you looked at the frame rate test, you know what I'm saying? 60 frames, you got to hit that consistent. And when you looked at Strider on both of them, they kind of hit that kind of consistent. I think when it got real busy, Xbox...
The PS4 dropped 2 frames.
Yeah, and the PS4 dropped 2. Xbox dropped 1, PS4 dropped 2. So I'm sitting here saying, when you're going down to 40, 50, 20, going back up, and you kind of stand at the 50 mark, that's not 60 frames.
This is what I'm not understanding about that. But listen, here's the thing. Tomb Raider, right? Oh my God, it's 1080p, 60 frames per second. So you're telling me that for 1080p, you're okay with going from 60 to 45 to 38, back to 60, back to 45 throughout the game. Yeah. I would rather have the 1080p 30 frame per second Xbox One version.
You played both versions, Worry.
I have both.
You telling me? Yeah, you told me.
I still have it.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were like,
I bought it digitally on Xbox One, and I went out and bought it because I bought the PS4 version. I was going to give it to my nephew because he has a PS4. So I bought it for him, and I got it home. I was waiting to give it to him. I said, "The hell, I'm going to open it up and play it just to see what it looks like."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to be an eagle to see the difference. I mean, that's just it. Unless I'm old and people are going to say, "Oh, you're old, your eyes don't work well." I mean, listen. There's no difference between these games. I can definitely notice that the Xbox One version ran better.
It ran smoother.
If you look at the review, it says that too. Yeah, it's more. It doesn't because it's not jumping all around.
And most people go to Eurogamer and they go to Digital Foundry to look at those comparisons. You know what I mean? On Eurogamer, they do that all the time, and they even said that. They said that they would have loved the option on PS4 to be able to lock the frame rate, just like the option that you got from Irrational Games on BioShock Infinite on PS4. You can choose in that game setting to lock it or unlock it. They said that they would have loved to have the option to lock the PS4 version because it juddered so much while they were playing it. That's not me saying that. That's them saying that.
Yeah, you mean the PS3 version, not PS4.
PS3 version of BioShock Infinite.
BioShock Infinite,
Yeah. That's nobody's talking about that with the PlayStation system. That every 60 frames per second game they have is uncapped.
There aren't many 60 frames per second games though.
They capped Killzone single player because it juddered so much. So the latest
they just capped it, right?
They just capped it at 30.
Capped it at 30 frames. Yeah.
Right.
Actually, none of the exclusives that are just current gen only, PS4 only, are 60 frames. They're all 30 frames a second across the board.
And it's not 1080p neither.
Yeah, well, I think the problem is Sony backed themselves in a corner by promising 1080p again. What happens if they come out with a game and it's not 1080p? I mean,
well, they did. It's called The Order.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no! That you don't understand. That's just developers.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's for cinematic flavor.
Yeah, all those 30 frames per second. That's just that. Didn't you guys hear? That's developer choice. But now when Crytek says
when Microsoft said that.
Yeah, when Crytek come out and says, "Hey, what Rise was 1080p, we lowered it to 900 to get more detail," and you can clearly see that there was so much more detail in the 900p version. That's just it's because it's a weak system. It's a weak system. But when Sony does it, that's developer's choice. That's all that is, guys. I mean, come on, clearly.
It's just logic, man. It's a shame that this is what gamers are like now. It really is.
It is. I mean, the bit wars were bad. That's what this is. All right, this whole resolution thing is just blast processing on the Sega Genesis, right?
Right.
We know that fucking the SNES, the Super Nintendo, had games that were fast. F-Zero and all these, they're fast games, right? But of course, Sonic the Hedgehog was a lot faster than Mario, the mascot or whatever. So people thought the Genesis was faster. I remember that, but it was not as bad as it is now. You know what I'm saying? That's all this resolution is. It's blast processing. It's bullshit. Is basically what it comes down to.
You know what's great is you bring up these points about resolution, and that's what everybody seems to talk about. Here's what I think about that nobody talks about. You ready? You got to pay for online now, right? You didn't have to pay for online. You have to pay. You have to pay for online now, right?
All right.
You got these great first-party studios that make all these great games. So you're paying for online. The first two major announcements from first-party studios are single-player games with no online component. So what the hell am I paying for?
Nobody talking about that.
Right? Titanfall. Oh my God, there's no single-player. It's just multiplayer. Well, you're paying for Xbox Live.
You're paying
for it's a better system.
Exactly. Not only that, can I point something out real quick? There was a handful of games on the PlayStation 3 last generation that was only online games. Mag, Silver Confrontation, Warhawk. These games were full $60 games that had no campaign. No, they were pretty terrible too.
What was DC Universe? Wasn't that on
online?
That's on PS3.
That's on
PS4.
PS4 now too. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And PC. And apparently, and that's like, apparently that's one of their big games. Was a game that's been out for years on PC and PS3. But anyway, so these are online only games. These are online only games, and they were a full $60, but yet they're going to complain because Titanfall is $60 and has no offline campaign.
Yeah, but listen, I don't even care that they're complaining. I'm saying that you have to pay for online now, right?
Yeah.
So what is the difference between the online service from the PS3 to the PS4 that I have to pay for it now?
Oh, you know what? Hey, wait.
It's still peer-to-peer.
Wait,
There's nothing dedicated.
Hold up. Hold the phone. Yo, hold the phone.
I knew you were going to jump in on this.
Yeah, hold the phone. You know what? I forgot who was that? Hey, John Doe.
What's up, baby?
Who was that I destroyed about that? It might have been a Blackbuster Critic when he debated me. And I said, I think it's funny that, so these ponies, they always say that we don't have to pay for online, right? Then I said, and I said, now you guys said you pay for PlayStation Plus right now because they let you borrow games, right? So okay, fine, fuck it. Now, here's the thing. Now, I know why I'm paying for Xbox Live this generation. Like I said, this is all around a better service. I don't give a fuck what you say. And the only person I've ever heard in my life, but one pony, truth be told, he told me that PSN. I'm not talking about PlayStation Plus. PSN is better than Xbox Live. I've never heard. I never heard that. I never heard that
in my life.
Yeah, he said. Now, I'm not talking about PlayStation Plus, the deals or whatever the case may be. He said PlayStation Network is better than Xbox Live. I said, so why are they charging me? Once again, I said, why are they charging me for online right now? Like, you know what I mean? What if I don't want, like, I'm paying for a peer-to-peer service. You know what I mean? Well, the Xbox Live, I said, fine, I get that. You guys beat that down. You said, y'all crack shit about Xbox Live. Why do I have to pay for PlayStation Plus? It's the same shit that they give me on the PlayStation 3 for free.
You know what? But the incentive, if I'm a company and I'm saying, let's make these people pay now, wouldn't the incentive be to make a really good multiplayer game? But instead, the first two big announcements, Infamous, no multiplayer, and The Order, which would scream for a multiplayer component.
Yeah, they say that's a big Gears ripoff, and yet it has no multiplayer component.
I don't care too much about the deathmatch, but that shit.
Man, they got 4 exclusives that's about to come out within the, this is going to be 4 exclusives all together that's dropping in the next 4 months. This is going to make 4 exclusives. Only 1 out of those 4 got multiplayer. Only 1.
Who got 4 exclusives?
Hey, you know what? And that's PlayStation.
Wait, who got 4 exclusives?
It's all about the free games. That's what you're paying.
Hey, Joe, who got 4 exclusives coming out?
What 4 exclusives?
Who got 4 exclusives coming out this year?
Oh, hold on. They got Killzone. Don't the order drop within the
next month? That was Killzone was last year. I'm talking about 2000.
I mean, not Killzone, but Infamous. They got Infamous dropping in the order.
Infamous in March. That baseball show, MLB
MLB the show.
I forgot about
this. I forgot about MLB. Yeah, it was.
Supposedly Drive Club, but that Delay Club is what I call it. That game is just
the 1080p 30 frames car.
Yeah,
game.
racing game. Yeah, next gen, huh? That's real next gen, guys. 1080p, 30
I
frames
see
per
the
second.
power.
So they got the baseball. They got baseball, Drive Club,
Infamous.
Now listen,
I'm
not a baseball dude, but I heard they got the best baseball hands down.
Baseball is nice.
Yeah, I heard that too.
I don't play.
You got to give
baseball.
it to them. You got to give it to them.
That's factual on that.
I don't play baseball,
Nice.
but I heard it's dope shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is supposed to be pretty good. I'll give it that. You know what I'm saying? There is no 2K baseball game anymore. I know that much. But there is going to be.
Oh, they did away with it. They did away with
RBI baseball this year on Xbox One and PS4.
Who's making it? Who made RBI? Was it Acclaim? Who the fuck made
It's
RBI?
actually Major League Baseball is making it internally. So we'll see about that. Yeah, we'll see how that
who
goes.
had RBI back? Was it Acclaim that did RBI?
I believe. Oh man, who the hell did that?
I think it was Acclaim. I think it was Acclaim.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, I'm sure I told you, I'm very knowledgeable. Let me tell you,
guys
don't know.
I want a Mutant League football.
Remember that shit? You remember? Hey, yo, bro.
Actually, there's a
Kickstarter
Kickstarter for that.
You remember when 3DO? Remember 3DO, right? You know, they got out of the console market. They started making games. They had a baseball called High Heat. They were supposed to be. Yeah, Microsoft owns that IP. When they closed their doors, they bought. Also, there was a game called the Apocalypse or Three Horsemen. I don't know if that got turned into Darkstalkers. You know what I mean? But
did you buy a 3DO for $1,000 and the game for $500?
My daddy was a very lucrative drug dealer. I had a 3DO. I even had a fucking Neo Geo. I still got all my shit. When am I doing video?
Yeah, I bought the Neo Geo when it came out, man.
The controllers were $200, man.
Yeah.
The controllers. The controllers were $200. The games were $199. My grandma. Well, my father bought that shit to me before he went to jail. He bought me a Neo Geo. I was the only motherfucker I knew in the world with a Neo Geo. That fucking controller was the nicest though, man. I used to charge people 50 cents at the school to come out and play my shit, man. Because that literally was the whole arcade experience in your house. Like it was no difference than what you saw in downtown or whenever you went to arcade. That was the same as that. There wasn't a downgrading graphics.
You know what though? Not to change the subject, but I really do think that I'd say within 2 to 3 years, people are really going to start to be surprised with what's being put on the Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
As far as
they are.
I really do.
Part of the.
I don't know if that's going to help the perception. I don't know if that's going to help, but
one of the things that's going to help Microsoft is being in that little behind area that they are, right? Because Sony had to come out with all these exclusives on the PS3, right? Because they were so behind, because they were screwing everybody out with like a $600 console and stuff like this. Microsoft was on the ropes a little bit, so that's going to push them to put good content out. Now, they started by opening up new studios within the last few years of the Xbox 360's life. Right. And now those studios are all probably primed and ready to come out with games. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of surprises announced this year. And Phil Spencer said it's going to be all games again. Now, they come out and do another E3 like last E3.
Bro, when they show... What if they show fucking Shimo?
You know what? They really won this E3. It's just the DRM thing kind of overshadowed everything.
Listen, what if they show fucking Shimo 3? That'd be a fucking
classic. Oh, yeah, that'd be ugly.
That'd be
what is it?
Shamu.
Oh, Shamu. Yeah. You know what? I hear a lot of people are trying to lock that game up.
Yeah.
And,
Sega let the rights go down on that, though.
Yeah. Yep. But a lot of people are trying to get it.
Yeah, a lot of people trying to get that.
You know what was put me in a mind of Shamu that was nice, and you guys ever played Jade Empire. That game.
I love it.
I
love that game,
man.
Yeah.
I mean, if you talking about somebody that Microsoft should have bought, they should have fucking bought BioWare, bro.
Exactly. I mean, can you imagine Knights of the Old Republic and Jade Empire on the Xbox One?
Just think about this: Dragon Age and Mass Effect would have been exclusives the entire.
Oh, that new Dragon Age looks sick too, man.
Yeah, the first Dragon Age was amazing.
Why do you think they don't go after these studios like that, though?
I don't know, because they got, I believe, burnt with Rare. I guess they spent all that money on Rare, and Rare, just being honest, Rare never lived up to its potential it used to be. You know,
they're using Rare. They're using Rare for Kinect.
I'm just saying, but just look what they've been reduced to. You realize that Rare was a triple A. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, Rare made a lot of money with the whole Kinect Sports and all that shit, Kinect Adventures. But when you think of Rare, you don't think of them as, I'm just being real. I got to call a spade, the yin and the yang. No company's perfect. Now, I don't really care for, a lot of those platformer games, but Microsoft paid $350 million for the motherfuckers, dog.
Yeah. Hey, can I point out something? I am a little bit of an expert when it comes to Rare, and I'll say this much: they more or less were buying Rare for their IPs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they were a startup company and they needed an established developer. Now, all of Rare's talent from like the early days were gone long before Microsoft bought them.
They left.
Most of the Rare developers left before 1990 originally, because the Stamper brothers who created Rare, they were slave drivers, had people working 7 days a week for the original games for the NES that they had. They did a lot of shovelware for the NES, and a lot of people don't realize this. So a lot of people quit because of the working conditions. And then they did a good job in the 90s with Donkey Kong and doing that kind of stuff, really good job. Then there was another group of Mass Defections, right? And then people are like, oh, but they made, what's that game? 007, right?
Yeah.
Okay, the interesting fact behind this game is the Rare that did that was this B team that they just put together they had never built a game before. It was 10 people, and they were doing this game while the main team was working on Banjo-Kazooie, which was the A project at the time.
But they can't find anybody though. I mean, they own Banjo, they own Perfect Dark. They can't. I mean, imagine Perfect Dark on the Xbox One.
Apparently, they were going to reboot.
They were going to reboot Perfect Dark. I'm not sure what happened with it. The rumor was that it got canceled. But I'll also say this much, all right? People go, "Oh, Rare stuck on Kinect." I wouldn't say that there's so much stuck on that. Which was people don't understand is Rare created the entire Avatar system on Xbox. That was their creation, their idea.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but all that's good in the backdrop. But when you think about what I'm saying, when you think about Rare, and
you obviously think of Donkey Kong, Banjo-Kazooie, Killer Instinct, and that kind of stuff. I agree.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Like, this is one thing about me. You know, I believe in. They think I don't give Microsoft shit, but I do. But and my thing, if anybody that Microsoft should have bought, I mean, real with you. Imagine they'd have bought Sega. The Visual Concept, not even Sega. They'd have bought Visual Concepts. When Sega sold them, they had all the 2Ks on their platform. If they'd have bought fucking Midway. That sold for $45 million. Warner Brothers bought Midway for $45 million. That's it. And that
I don't understand why
Mortal Kombat.
Double Helix.
Well, you gotta realize too. Listen.
Why would they let? But why would they let Double Helix go? I mean, Double Helix makes Killer Instinct. The launches on the Xbox One. It's a big hit.
Check it out, Warrior. Check it out. But you got to realize too, and I guess that came out of nowhere. But nobody was checking for really Double Helix until Killer Instinct, which they did make this whole. It came out great. I give them that. But you got to realize too. Listen, but it wasn't. But you got to realize what really made Killer Instinct so dope. Kevin Lobb. That was the original creator that works for Microsoft.
He was a Rare. He was a Rare employee.
The original. People don't know that. People don't know that.
They still have him.
Yeah. He works for Microsoft.
He's one of the heads of Microsoft Game Studios.
Yeah, he
not
works
just
for Microsoft.
Rare or anything, but
And
I'll tell you what they need. They need 100%. This is what they need 100%. They need somebody that can go on stage at E3 and communicate with gamers.
Oh, that dude! Honestly, that's Phil Spencer.
I think. How about Albert Pinello?
Penelo, you know what? I think that he said on Twitter that there's a 0% chance of him getting up in front of there.
Yeah, he kind of shot. He kind of shot. He need a guy like Jay Allard. He was the face of the original 360, man.
Or Peter Moore, dude. Even Peter Moore.
He's an EA, man.
Yeah,
Peter Moore and Jay Allard.
Know who they got? I don't know if he still works for Microsoft. The guy that was the boss for the Fight Night series, the young white kid, the tall with the black glasses. And he got hired when Peter Moore went to EA. Microsoft stole him from EA. The white guy, what's his name? Kudos or something?
Kusudo or something?
Pseudo Konoda.
Yeah. The young
he's just weird though, man.
He wears the sunglasses like
I don't know
all
where
the
the
time.
fuck that guy's at, man. I don't know where he's at, bro.
He's like somebody had a baby with Kojima and Pseudo Konami came out.
No, he remind me of the white version of the guy that worked for Tecmo that was fucking the bitches in the ass. They got sued. Tecmo let him go. What's my man in the one that did the DOAs and the Ninja Gaiden? Nah, he was real.
That's actually on their hiring sheet. You know, if you want to go work there, come here, $30,000 a year, fuck bitches in the ass.
Yo, no, what's his name though? You know what I'm talking? That's real. I'm not trolling. That's real shit. The guy that did the Dead or Alive and the Chinese guy, the Japanese like a rock star. Like a vampire, wear these black glasses.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, but I can't forget his. I forget his name.
Yeah, he got blackballed.
He doesn't work for Team Ninja anymore.
No, they got rid of him. You know, they owed him a lot of money. But he, Mike, take that to your mouth. He, because that last Ninja Gaiden was dog shit. That shit was horrible. But he was
the Ninja Gaiden Black.
that whatever
Or
last
Sigma.
one,
Sigma?
Sigma.
No, Ninja Gaiden 3 was pretty bad.
Oh,
No,
God.
that
I forgot
last
all
one.
about that.
That last one was man, but they didn't have old boy anymore. Like
Yeah.
and he made his own studio, and I think he was trying to get Microsoft to black him, but Microsoft they didn't. They guys fucking unstable, man. Like he's a good guy. He reminds me of the guy from fucking
You know,
from Konami.
No, that guy's name is Atagi.
Yeah, whatever the fuck. Somebody Google that motherfucker. See what he doing. Yeah, but
he's
you know what though? Unfortunately, they're gonna have Yusef Medhi again on stage.
Nah, see, he fucked up with that TV.
Dude, no, I think they're gonna have what they're gonna do is they're gonna have Phil Spencer probably be on there a lot because he goes over real well with the gamers. Remember last year he would wear different shirts. He wore like the Crackdown shirt and things like that. Okay, now Atagi is making this game called Devil's Third, which that's the old creator of or the old Ninja Gaiden guy. He left Team Ninja. His name is Tamanabu Itagaki, and he's making this game called Devil's Third.
Oh, what is they been making that game forever though, isn't it?
Yeah, he has been working on this damn game forever. And apparently it's supposed to come out this year or next year.
On what system? Next gen?
Next gen systems.
No, probably not. Probably both.
No, I believe it's on current gen.
Yeah, that got announced a couple years ago at E3 or it'll be free.
Yeah, they could up it over to next gen, but I don't know. I feel like next gen or current gen, last gen, whatever, is holding back a little bit. Like you're just getting straight up ports, and I did hear that the Xbox One has trouble with the older
engines. I said
the older engines. Yeah. So I think that a lot of that has to do with it.
Hey, crap! I just said that a few minutes ago that the PS4 is right now runs these older ports better than the Xbox One. You know what I mean? Like I said, and that was the whole thing with the Wii U. Once the developer, you gotta realize there's 160 million consoles out there between the PS3 and the Xbox. That's a lot of money. People don't start buying next generation consoles. You get your price out till they come down to $300, $250. This one, you know what I mean? That's when this motherfucker's $400. Some people just got a 360 2 years ago or a PS3 2 years ago. They're not ready to upgrade.
Some people got it this Christmas season.
Yeah, you know what I mean, or whatever. Some people.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah, not everybody was with it for 8 years like I was or like you were. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you touched on something about the price. About the price real quick, next gen that I wanted to talk about a little bit, which was I keep hearing people go, Microsoft should drop the Xbox One price, and I say, are you crazy? And the reason why I say that is because this thing just came out 3 months ago. And not only that, it's only in 13 territories. What kind of panic button would you be pushing if you go out there and show, hey, I'm going to drop the price, or hey, I'm going to drop Kinect out of that thing 3 months in? You know what I'm saying? That does not make fiscal sense.
Yeah, I agree with you, but the numbers in the U.S. territory, they have to increase.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing, though.
If Titanfall does not do that, I believe you will see a price drop.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll see a price drop this year. Like I said, because they got to release worldwide first. 13 territories. This ain't gonna cut it. And I will say this as well. Like if you look at the numbers versus PS4, the big story is PS4 selling double the Xbox One in January. But it didn't even sell 300,000 units. Both of them sold crappy in January. You know what I'm saying?
Check it out, though. You gotta, like I said, once again, like I said, you gotta keep it real. Because they got a lot riding on Titanfall, a lot. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I've been seeing actually at a few stores, Xbox One sold out.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying, if Titanfall don't do the numbers, what I believe it's gonna sell at least 2 million or 1.5 in the month of March. But if it doesn't sell the hardware, which are you
counting Xbox One and PC sales together, or just Xbox One?
PC don't buy they don't buy fucking games. I'm not talking about the Xbox. You know what I mean? You believe it or not, Crisis 3 only sold 100,000 copies on PC. Like motherfuckers with PC don't buy games.
Especially, like I always say that, man. I'm like, hey, they're not gonna buy this game. Well, of course, the Sony fans are like, I'm getting it on PC. And I'm like, okay, we'll see.
Well, that's great. That's great. Let them get it on PC because it's launching on the Xbox One, the 360, and PC. It's all Microsoft system.
Hey, check it out, crack game. Like I was saying.
Even if they buy it on the PC, they still gonna have to actually pay for it because it's an online only game. You know what I'm saying? The games they get on the PC, that they torrent are games that you can't really play online.
Unless somebody got a private server or something, but it's neither here. Yeah. But Microsoft say this like their biggest market, their stronghold is North America. Now, if the PS4 continues to outsell the Xbox One in North America, we're going to see a price cut.
You will, but check this out. What people don't understand is the PS3 outsold the Xbox 360 in North America all the way up until 2010 when they released.
They outsold them in Europe, not North America. That's
not North America.
North America. The Xbox 360 was #1 on MPD from 2010 all the way up until.
You talking about worldwide sales? Just worldwide. Sony beats them in Europe and they got Japan. The Xbox themselves shit in Japan. But fucking North America is like 45 million, 360s like 20 some odd million.
Yeah, I know it's some crazy number, but
Sony sells better globally. But like if they lose, this is Microsoft's stronghold, North America.
Yeah.
Now, like with the PS2, it had in all markets. It outsold the Xbox One. Like I'm just saying, January it got outsold. I don't know what's going on for the month of February. Probably again. Now we got March. Now if it continues, like I said, to continue to outsell the Xbox One in North America.
The Xbox need a price cut in the bundle. That's the way I feel about the Xbox.
Well, no. They can leave it at $5, but throw 2 games in it.
Yeah, throw 2 games.
Yeah, 2 first-party games. You could put Rise
what I was saying. What I was
a price cut. To be honest with you, I think it need a price cut. To be honest,
you don't think that's going to signal panic or?
No, they can give it to us. Just give them
man, they price cut all the time. I don't think the people.
Well, the Xbox 360 hasn't got a price cut in 5 years.
Yeah, but
that's because it's been selling consistently well in North America.
You gotta realize too.
No, I'm not saying
it's at a sweet spot.
I'm saying take the Kinect out. That's been my whole thing.
Kinect makes the system.
No. This is what I see that they're doing. This is what I see. This is what I see that Microsoft is doing. They taking pre-orders for the rest of the country. You know what I'm saying? That they did not launch in. So they giving them ample amount of time to pay off their systems. So when they launch in that country, these systems going to sell and you're going to see a boost in sales. You know what I'm saying? That's why they have not launched yet. I mean, you heard about the layaway thing and being able to pay. That's what they're doing. They're giving people ample amount of time to purchase the console. That's why they're not in the rest of the country. So it's a smart business move.
But also, no, it wasn't so much as that they had the language to it as far as the Kinect.
Yeah, that too.
And addressing what Joe said, they can't more or less take the Kinect out of the box because the system you have your snapping. That's what your OS is built around the Kinect. Whether you use the motherfucker or not, you have, the motherfucker's built around the goddamn Kinect.
Yeah, if they were going to release it without a Kinect, don't you think they would do that in the other countries? You know what I mean? Like, hey, let's get this thing out. Well, I'll say this too, like John Doe.
I don't use my Kinect, and I snap everything.
I know you don't, John, but a lot of people do.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying the people who do and who don't. If you want to connect, you got the option to buy it with the console. If you don't want to use it, then you should have the option to not buy a console with it.
You know where that thought comes from, though? Here's where that thought comes from. Is Sony initially, like if you look at the PS4, I bought a PS4, right? I got a controller that has a light on the front of it and a share button on it. Okay? Now, it's not as if I was going to press that share button and I was going to send smoke signals to my friends.
Yeah.
It had a camera.
Yep.
It's built to work with the camera. Yep. That's why there's a light in the controller. It's the Move. It's the Move controller built into the controller. Yep. All Sony did was take that camera out. First of all, that camera, even if it was included in the system, it can't do 1/10 of the things that Kinect does.
Yeah.
It's just not. It just can't do it.
Playroom.
No, you can't even go in Playroom.
You can't use Playroom. You need a camera.
That tells you that it was supposed to come with a camera.
Exactly.
It was supposed to. And you remember their reveal in February of 2013? They focused on that camera,
right?
How it interacts with the controller.
Let me finish. Let me finish my point. My point is real quick. Is it okay to spend $400 to get a system that was gimped out of the box just to beat its competitor's price, or is it okay to pay $500 for a complete system?
Yeah.
Then that's my opinion. That's not fact.
It depends on who you're talking to.
Exactly.
You talking to me, I don't care for the Kinect. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if they take it out the box.
right,
Hey, but I'll say,
you
can I
guys
say,
use it, but I don't.
but
I'll
also,
say this other thing too. Okay, the one thing people go is, oh, you're paying $500 and it's just for that Kinect or whatever, and you're getting a weaker system. Say they take out Kinect, lower it to $399, and then what? And you're
It's
gonna
still going to be a
it's
weaker
still less
system.
power.
Still gonna be a
So
weaker
you're
system. So
Yeah,
it
it's
don't
still going to be
matter.
a weak system. And the thing that made it
But-
better, in my opinion, or gave it an edge, which was the Kinect, is no longer part of the equation. And developers aren't going to use it if they don't know that everybody has one.
Hey, yo,
But let's agree on something.
I don't
Let's
see how
agree.
the Kinect is giving it an edge right now when I don't even use the
All right,
Kinect.
this is you. Take
Put it in and use
listen,
it.
check it out. This is for you,
See-
right?
see what's
But you gotta
going on.
realize too that the Xbox One is built to use. You have RAM and stuff that's allocated for the Kinect. Even if you don't use it, like I said, I do. The fact that I can my game DVR features and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
All that.
But see, this idea of weaker system, like it's a weaker system, like the word weaker gets thrown around so much. You got to define what that word means. It's not PS1. It's not PS1 versus PS4.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay? The Xbox 360 was weaker than the PS3.
It's not even 360 versus PS3 weaker. You get what I'm saying?
They're not.
That much weaker.
Right. It's not like the PS4 is on top of a mountain and the Xbox One is in the sewer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you know, they built a whole system around the Kinect. Not only the features that we're talking about, but when you go into the DVR and the what's that, the OneDrive and all that other stuff that they have for it with the apps and stuff that you can get and sharing your videos and everything like that. That's all off the Kinect. It's simple.
I mean, they bought Skype for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They purchased
but
Skype.
Honestly,
Skype with that in mind.
See, the thing about it is, I'm not arguing. You know what I'm saying? The
we know
reason that they got the Kinect in there, I know why the Kinect is there. Because, basically, it's like this here. It's like you getting a smartphone, right? You get what I'm saying? You got a camera on there, or you get a tablet. It got a camera on there. It's there, you know what I'm saying? You paying for that camera because that's included in the price. But even though if you don't want to use it, you know what I'm saying? That's how the Xbox One is supposed to.
Yeah, but they're not. But they're not gonna sell you an iPhone without a camera though. They're gonna sell it to you.
No. That's I'm agreeing with you. That's what I'm saying. You get what I'm
exactly.
saying? But I'm just on the other end. Like I said, I don't use it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I go get a phone, even though if I don't use the phone, I don't take videos. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Do anything with the front camera. It's still gonna be there. And that's what I'm paying for. You get what I'm saying? They got stuff in the phone for me to take advantage of that camera. You know what I'm saying? Just like with the Xbox One, there's stuff on the Xbox One for me to take advantage of Kinect. But none of those things. Yeah, but none of those things entice me. It's like,
hey, you don't use the record that feature or anything? I mean, you have a YouTube. Why not use the record that feature, get your stuff off OneDrive, and put it up on your videos?
I do this all the time.
You can do a whole lot with it.
Yeah, hey, check it out. I will say this, though.
I can just snap the DVR and just record that way.
You know what? You could squash this whole argument with the hardest to find item in the Sony ecosystem is the PS camera. But nobody wanted a camera.
Yeah, because motherfuckers shooting pornos and putting it on Twitch.
Yo, if you go online at 12 o'clock tonight, man, you'll see some things. I was there last week. I couldn't believe it.
You know what? I made a joke out of this. If I go over to a person's house and they have a PS camera, I'm not touching their controller.
Hey, yo, I say this. Hey, check it out. Hey, Doe, check it out. Hey, Doe, check it out. I know, you're not, even though like you said on you, but think about it like this, right? If don't sit down, Ruby. If the Xbox One didn't have the Kinect, what was set it aside from the PS4? What would make it stand out?
Well, I think you would still have the features. You would still have. You would still have Xbox Live. You would still. They would figure out a way to do the record feature. Maybe you would double tap the button or something. They would figure something out.
You can record now. You just snap the DVR on there. You can record without the Kinect right now.
Yeah, but you have to snap it. Like for me, all right, look.
I'm just saying. Maybe you don't understand my question. I'm just saying. To me, the Kinect sets the Xbox One apart from the PS4.
Yeah, when you use it properly, it feels next gen.
Yeah, I don't like if I can't find a game, like you have to go into your games and apps to find a game that you have digitally. If you use the Kinect, you can just say Xbox, go to this game, and it goes to it. You don't have to sit there and look around. If you want to go to an app, you say Xbox, go to this app, and it goes to the app.
360. Listen, I play on the 360, so it's no problem for me.
I think too many people compare. It has to be the same as Sony is. Microsoft is a completely different company. They have a completely different vision for a console.
PSN Plus thing. People are like, PSN Plus gives you all these other games, but Microsoft only gives you 2 shitty games. And I'm like, first of all, you're renting the games. They're not free from either one. But anyway, you're renting them.
Hold on. Matter of fact, I want to jump off that point. What you just said, if you don't mind, I want to jump off that point right there.
Who said?
What Crap Gamer just said. I put out a video. See, now we know that Sony is in a financial bind right now, correct? Everybody agree with that?
Oh, they're the worst one, but it's the biggest kept secret on the internet.
Well, they just sold a building for the same amount as their loss, 1.1 billion.
Hey, that's G14 classified. You don't supposed to talk about that.
I did a video on this. Dude, I honestly feel Crap Gamer, let me get this out. I did a video on this, and more people hear it over here. No, I think the PlayStation Plus is going to be one of the main reasons that the PlayStation brand falls. You know what I'm saying? If it fails, it's going to fail because of that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's hurting them more than it's helping them.
I actually think that's hurting developers too.
Exactly, because they give out all these free games. It's not, dude. It's nothing deterring these people from going, you know what I'm saying, not downloading the game, to go out and buy the game. You know what I'm saying?
I see comments like that all the time. I see comments like, well, I'll just wait for the game to get put up on PlayStation Plus rather than go out and buy it.
Put up there too.
There's no deterrence to make them go out and buy the game.
And then when people all go, oh, Microsoft is giving you crappy old games or whatever, I always bring up this point. Okay, like look at Sleeping Dogs. That was a brilliant game. I love that game. It was one of my favorite games last generation. It barely sold 1 million. It barely sold 1 million between all platforms. So them giving it away, obviously not everybody had that game. It's a great game. So what if it was a year and a half old or whatever? You know what I'm saying? So it's like at least you get to keep it. You download it, you keep it, whether you go silver or not. Right. So there's a difference, but Microsoft doesn't have to do everything exactly like Sony. That's where the competition is good.
Microsoft isn't Sony. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God.
I wouldn't want them thinking the same anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I had somebody telling me, like, oh, I just got Payday the Heist 2 on PlayStation now, free. Well, I could buy it for $11 right now. And own it.
Somebody told me that on Twitter. I was like, it's $11 on Xbox Live today, and they're like, but it's on PlayStation Plus. I was like, yeah, I know, but I could own it for $11.
Right, or you could pay $50 a year and rent it. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad system. I'm just saying you gotta be able to look at facts. You can't just throw fantasy at me and expect me to.
I do think that PlayStation Plus is a nice thing. Like I said, if you're like low on money and you have a PS3, a PS4, and say a Vita, then you do get these game rentals, and it's nice to have because you don't got to buy a lot. Exactly. I think Sony screws themselves a little bit because people aren't going to buy their software, and it shows because their software is selling like shit.
But now magically now people are supposed to pay extra to play PS1 games with PlayStation Now.
Oh yeah, I love how this is such a niche product. And yet, everybody acts like they're going to use this. Nobody's going to use this.
Right.
And not only that, but if they think the whole library from the PS1 and PS2 are going to be available, they're smoking crack. Because first of all, there's licenses. There's all kinds of stuff that goes in this. You're going to see maybe a third of what was actually out that's going to be on this service.
You know what's great? Trophies aren't going to be included in these games. So you're just going to be paying money to play old games streamed poorly to your console.
Yeah.
Why would I do that? Why would I want to play Crash Bandicoot? As great as it was when I played it on the PS1, why would I pay more money on top of $50 a year just so I could stream Crash Bandicoot?
Hey, yo, you know the crazy shit? Not to cut you off, bro, but let Sony fans tell it. That's Sony's answer to Microsoft and their cloud infrastructure with Forza or these fucking, these.
And that's crazy. That's not nothing close.
Yeah,
to
but I know, but that's That's not dedicated servers. That's not for game. That's extreme. And
well, do you hear how Titanfall devs were talking about how they're actually using the cloud and all this stuff more than any other developer?
More than Forza.
No.
More than Forza.
That's the first
and people
game.
are wondering why this game isn't on PlayStation. I mean, I'm sure Microsoft paid for it, but I'm also sure that since Respawn's a startup company, they needed help with these servers. And Sony,
I asked Vince Impala on Twitter. I said to him, because he answered somebody's question. He said that of course future editions of Titanfall will be multi-platform. That's what he said. My question to his was, one of the main reasons why Titanfall is on the Xbox One, according to him and Respawn, is the fact that there are dedicated servers. Yeah. So when Titanfall 2 comes out, if there are no dedicated servers on the PS4, is that an issue? He never got back to me.
That's the thing. The Xbox 360 version is peer-to-peer.
It is something. Yeah, it would be peer-to-peer.
And not only that, I would say this much.
And it's not going to flow the same either.
I was going to do a video about it. People are assuming because he says that 100% sure that Titanfall 2 will be on PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I mean, Microsoft's got money.
If this thing sells 1 million Xbox Ones in March, I don't think Microsoft lets it go. They're either going to do one of two things: lock up the IP or lock up Respawn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how much would it cost? I mean, they already spent $350 million on Rare. Hell, they'll spend $500 million to advertise something. So what would it? I don't know how much they paid for Gears of War IP, but you know what I'm saying. They obviously have the money to do these things, and I think that's the number one thing you hear people ask Microsoft to do on Twitter. I hear everybody say, "Hey, lock up Titanfall. Don't let it go to PlayStation." That's the thing that PlayStation owners want more than anything. They make little fake PS4 boxes with Titanfall on it and act like it's going to come to the console. It's hilarious.
But the people that are saying don't let Titanfall go to PS4, these people are actually playing Titanfall. These people are actually going out and buying Titanfall. These people actually participated in the beta. The people that are saying, give me Titanfall on PS4, will not buy Titanfall on PS4. They just want to check that box off to say, haha, we got a game.
Yeah, you know how many times I heard, hey, we took all the Xbox exclusives last generation. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was like
say hello to Final Fantasy and Metal Gear Solid, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I don't think Titanfall will run properly peer to peer. I think with the dedicated servers,
it's not going to be the same game.
We will always have the definitive.
Check it out. Check it out, Showstopper. There was an article from, I forgot, it may have been on Doge Shackles or Eurogamer, that Respawn, what was one of them? Respawn went to Sony, Respawn went to Microsoft. They said they've been making this game for years, and said this is our ideal, what we want to create. And they said that they wanted an environment they can have hundreds of thousands of servers up spinning this game. You know what I mean? And of course, like I said, why do you think you pay a monthly fee for MMOs? Because they're on dedicated servers and those things cost a lot of money. Now, you said, they said, Killzone, no, that's not a true dedicated server because you still have, host migration,
Right.
That's a hybrid server. It's not a true dedicated server. Now
you see how we went Duty servers.
You said prime example. Prime example. You see how we went to in the beta on Titanfall, how we were able to pick what server, which region and stuff we went to. That's true dedicated server.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You know if you noticed during the Titanfall beta, on your start screen, you would actually see your ping in the bottom right corner.
That's two dedicated servers.
You know what I mean?
And people say, well, the place, they didn't have that. They had fucking a hybrid server. It's not the same goddamn thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They got PlayStation 3s as dedicated servers.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's not the same thing, But at the end of the day, I don't know. Did Microsoft lock up the IP? Money talk, bullshit walks.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If this thing comes out and it sells 1 million in 24 hours, there's a good chance they're going to lock it up.
It's time for the Xbox fans to put their money where their mouth is too, though.
Yeah.
Go out there and buy this damn game. Buy these Xbox Ones. If you were holding off on buying an Xbox One for this game, the game is the real deal. I'll be the first one to say that. You play this game.
Give me a second, man.
Right now, it's like what 3 million Xbox Ones out, 3.5.
No. I don't know. They haven't announced the exact numbers. I know they shipped.
But it's 3 and some change.
Whatever.
So you know what I'm saying? So if they go out and I'm pretty sure just about 2 million of that probably will buy Titanfall, if not more. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving a figure. We go out and do that. I think that's gonna speak big. Can you hear me?
Exactly. Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, well, but like
I agree. Like, I think personally, somebody was trying to bet me or something, and they said they talked to YouTube Next Gen.
No.
They were like, hey, I bet. Do you bet Titanfall won't sell 20 million on Xbox? And I'm like, of course it's not going to sell 20 million in a month.
What the fuck is that? It's not even 20 million Xboxes out there. But
that's what I said. He goes, well, how about 10 then? And I said, look, there's not even 10 million Xbox Ones out there. It'd be stupid for me to say this. You know what I'm saying?
The true testament lets you guys know if this game if it has legs, that that it sells beyond the hype. We got the first month of March is hype. You know what I mean? If this game continues to sell well and March, April, if this game continues to sell well in May, if this game continues to sell well, and in June. That's right now the game is truly successful. You look at fucking, reason why, like I said, Call of Duty is so successful because it's in the top 10, top 20 every fucking month.
But you know what I'm hoping? Y'all speaking about Titanfall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but what I'm hoping doesn't happen is they try to do a Call of Duty and release a Titanfall every year, man. I'm just hoping they don't saturate.
No, they're too small of a team to do that. I think there's something like it's probably going to be 2 to 3 year.
Every 2 years.
Development time.
That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
They got groundwork on this one down, so it should be about 2 years.
Of course, we all know if it was on PS4, it'd be like 4K and.
But that's gonna move a lot of consoles, though. Matter of fact, I went in. I told you I went to Best Buy the other day. Like they were sold out. You get what I'm saying?
I did the same thing. I put a picture up on Next Gen, the Facebook page. I couldn't find. There was none at Walmart. There was none at Best Buy. There was none anywhere.
They're selling a lot of consoles just off the Titanfall.
PS4s, but I didn't see any Wii U's because that Donkey Kong game came out.
Tropical Freeze.
Best Buy, they said after Christmas they slowed down again.
That's like Sony's like, hey, we're not gonna expect PS4s to be available until sometime in April, and I'm thinking, you guys only sold 250,000 units in January. Is that all you ship? No. There are PS4s everywhere. People need to quit buying into this and buying this damn console based off of them thinking it's rare. No, it's seriously not. It's
when you said Donkey Kong, I was waiting for Zaire to do a Cranky Kong.
Cranky Kong! Hey, I got a peace treaty, man. I did a little show with my man, Mr. T last night.
I watched that today.
Yeah.
But it's like an impulse buy. It's like, oh, it's rare. I'm gonna pick it up. No games. So you know what I'm saying? I went over that a couple weeks now. It's like I've seen people do this and I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? How the hell is that an impulse buy? I guess
it's
that's
perception, man. Sony. Perception. Sony is the king of perception.
They sure is. They know how to sell you a pipe dream. I tell you that.
Exactly. They selling a lot of consoles off perception, man. Because people think that it's exclusive. You get what I'm saying? Man, I gotta get one of these PS4s because if I don't get it now, I ain't gonna be able to get one. You get what I'm saying? Even though they ain't got no games on the system. But people,
dude, not only that, but I heard the Sony fans used to bitch about Microsoft trying to treat games like they were exclusive, like Call of Duty and stuff. But then you hear PlayStation fans act like Destiny and Watch Dogs are exclusive to the console.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? These games are available on Xbox One as well. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with what is this, Kingdom Hearts?
Metal Gear Solid too with the exclusive content.
I don't know how many videos I don't watch where they was like, wait till Destiny come out. Wait till Watch Dogs come out. I'm like, come on.
I'm gonna be.
I saw a video. I saw a video where somebody said Destiny's gonna kill Titanfall. But do you realize that I can play Titanfall and Destiny on the Xbox One?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'll be playing. I have both things pre-ordered already.
We ain't missing out on anything. They talking like if we don't have it too.
Listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not that. I mean, fuck it. That's gotta flip the script here. I'm not that. I'm gonna ask each. I mean, we got 4 people in here, right? Besides myself, I'm gonna ask all 4 of you guys. I'm gonna start with you, Warrior. Or what is your top 5 games that you're looking for this year?
Gotcha.
This year, well, Titanfall, Sunset Overdrive.
Yes, sir.
Quantum Break.
Yes, sir.
Quantum Break's my most anticipated, to be honest with you, because I just love Remedy. Quantum Break. They have to be exclusive games, or
no, whatever. No, whatever.
Whatever you decide.
I'm actually really looking forward to Thief. I know a lot of people aren't. I'm just an old school Thief fan.
Okay. Actually, you know what? You can give me. It ain't gotta be 5. You can give me
4. All right.
No, whatever. You can
That's
be
my
whatever.
4.
It can be whatever.
That's my 4 right there.
Okay, 4.
Right,
All right.
cool.
All right. John Doe,
you.
give me your list.
All right. Titanfall, Quantum Break, Watch Dogs, Evolve, Shadow Mordor, Madden. I think that's about it. I think that's 6. But yeah, I think
whatever. Okay. Showstopper. Your turn.
I got you. Mine's is Titanfall.
All right.
The Division.
Ooh.
I
forgot all about that.
That don't drop this year.
That's next year, yeah.
Is it next year?
Yeah, next year.
Okay, well, these are games I'm excited about. So
that's
the Division. Sunset Overdrive.
All right, wait. You got what? Wait. Hold up. You got what? You said Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
Division.
No, I ain't say Watch Dogs. I said Titanfall.
Titanfall.
Division.
Yeah.
Sunset Overdrive.
Okay, that's 3.
Quantum Break.
4.
I'm really Lords of the Fallen. I think that's supposed to release this year.
Okay.
I'm really excited about that. And see one more. Mad Max and Watch Dogs.
Okay, so that's 7. All right. Crap game.
Y'all didn't like Evolve? Oh
man, I'm looking forward to that. It's quite a few games, but I would have to say I'm looking forward to the Project Spark beta a lot because I like the idea of building stuff with that.
Okay.
But obviously, I'm looking forward to Titanfall. Obviously, I'm really looking forward to Sunset Overdrive and Quantum Break.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? There's this new Alien game called Alien Isolation. I don't know if you guys see it.
I forgot all about that. Yes.
This game is a survival horror game. You have no gun. You just on the run from this alien. And what's really cool about this game is it's retro future. So everything looks like the 70s would have looked. You know what I'm saying? Like their version. Like it's got like how it looks. Like I don't know if you guys could probably YouTube some videos of it. But that game looks really interesting. Yeah, it looks really interesting. So obviously that, and then if Halo comes out this year, and probably Destiny. You know, I got both those games.
Halo is going to be the remake, right? It's not going to be Halo 5.
No.
OXM, official Xbox magazine, says Halo 5 coming this year, and they got a big thing on magazine.
I flipped the script. When you guys asked me my top, I'm gonna fuck all your heads.
What's your top 5?
What's your top 5, next gen?
To have sex with a pony. It's like, no.
Titanfall. At 60 frames per second or 30?
With 60 frames. With 60 frames per second.
Say damn, my pony got a fat ass. Damn, my pony got a fat ass. Yeah. So we got Titanfall, right? Titanfall.
Oh, you say you gonna make your Titanfall too? Oh
yeah.
my goodness.
Make that Titanfall. Do it for the bonds. Oh, do it for the bonds. So look, check it out. I got Titanfall, right?
It's going to be a Sunset Overdrive.
You're stupid. Titanfall, Sunset Overdrive, which is another game that supposed to rely heavily on the cloud.
Have they showed any gameplay for Sunset Overdrive?
Nope.
No, it's gonna be. But listen, they're saving that for E3.
Yeah, but once they told me third person, open world, I was sold. You know what I mean? So.
Yes. I like my third person, but I gotta say, man. Another game that it's not on my most though. I think I'm gonna get Garden Warfare as well. But continue on.
All right, so we got Titanfall. I got
Sunset Overdrive.
I've got Quantum Break, which is probably my top game.
Yeah.
Halo 5. The UFC game.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about UFC.
I know y'all bitch ass niggas did. UFC game. You guys know I'm a big NBA 2K fan, so that's a no brainer. What's another game? That's another game.
I didn't put it in there.
Yeah, that's another game you guys didn't mention. That I'm looking forward to. We all need to get is The Crew. That game you can supposed to have the real Ubisoft is making. I heard great things that we can actually. Has all of a lot of streets in America, and you can go drive from New Jersey to California.
I haven't seen it. You gotta. I have to go.
I'll give you a video, but you can actually drive from New Jersey to California, like you know what I mean.
Yeah,